Welcome back to Jimmy's Toys. I'm Jimmy. Today we're talking Pokémon Legends Arceus. Thursday night, I decided to pre-order this on the eShop, which then allowed me to play the game at 11 p.m. Central Thursday evening. Now, I have a job, I have things to do, so I only play for about an hour that night. Just to get the first little taste of the game. I went through the tutorial stuff pretty much, like a lot of dialogue, a lot of story stuff. Overall, between that and then going into Friday, I think it took me about 2 hours, at least in my mind, to get through the kind of introductory things you have to do before it opens up just a little bit to let you explore and fill out your Pokédex a little more. And that got to be a little more enjoyable. Let me know in the comments, what was your starter? I chose Cyndaquil, the fire type starter, just because I feel like fire is a good thing to have. I know the other two were cute, but yeah, I like Cyndaquil. So I think it was around the 4-hour mark. I had done the things I needed to do within the first region, and I couldn't go to the second region yet because I wasn't a 2-star servant or whatever. Well, I guess technically it's the kind of the third region because it got the bridge stopped you from going to the second little part of the first region. But anyway, so there was a little grinding going on, going back out, fighting more Pokemon, capturing more Pokemon just to gain those experience points, get more information in the Pokedex. Overall, I think I played about 7 hours right now. So I think from what I've heard, the story time, maybe 25 hours-ish. So I'm probably a little over a third of the way through the story of the game, apart from going through and completing every little thing. I've heard that could take like 60 to 70 hours. So about 7 hours into the game, I've been enjoying it. I definitely get Breath of the Wild vibes. I think the game looks fairly similar to the Breath of the Wild. I mean, Breath of the Wild was pretty, but it wasn't graphically like perfect. It wasn't realistic. It's definitely kind of cartoony. There is that thing where the drawing distance or whatever, where you're going along and trees and stuff kind of pop up. You know, that happens in lots of games. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. I know some people are complaining about the graphics. I think they're fine. As far as this, like playing the game, I think it's pretty fine. I like some of just a little gameplay elements like the stealth, crouching in the grass, trying to hit the Pokemon in the back of the head with a Pokeball, whatever. Just little techniques. As far as like Pokemon go, I guess I should say this. I've not been a giant Pokemon fan. I didn't grow up with Pokemon. I remember when they came out. I knew people who were into it. About 4 years ago, I got into Pokemon a little bit. I played some of the Pokémon Pearl on the 3DS. I purchased that on the eShop, the good old virtual console that is still around for a little while longer. Played through that, and I also went out and purchased some of the Sun and Moon cards because that was kind of the time of that. I think that was 2018. I'm pretty sure that's right. And I got a few pretty nice, I forget what they're even called at this point. Anyway, so I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. I don't have a lot of knowledge. I know a lot of the basics like a lot of people. And as far as the Switch games go, I did the demo for Let's Go Pikachu. I've never purchased any of the other ones. I played the 2 free Switch games. Pokemon, I think it's Unite is the more recent one. I played just a little bit of that. And I played the one from 3 or 4 years ago that was on mobile. So yeah, this is the first full-on Pokemon game I've gotten, especially at launch. And so I've been having fun with it. Like, is it everything that it could be? Not quite. I think if it were just that extra step, and maybe this will be the next game on the next Switch iteration or whatever they come out with next. Now, I do hope that they come out with a more powerful Switch and don't just go ahead and move on to something else, because I think that would be a silly move with how popular Switch has been. I really hope whatever comes next, that all the games that are right now are compatible with it. So yeah, I think if like in the next game, if it was truly open world like Breath of the Wild, where you can just go from place to place to place to place, and there aren't these loading screens all the time, and you don't have to, talk to someone to get to the next region or whatever, I think that would be better. But the baby steps towards a more modern gameplay, I guess. I don't know. I like it. I've not played Monster Hunter, although that is another game I want to get into maybe sometime this year. I have the Monster Hunter, I think it's called Generations for the Wii U, but I never really got into it. I started played it just a little bit. And so I'm thinking, just based on some recommendations from some friends, I do want to get into Monster Hunter Rise at some point. I know there's going to be a big download thing coming out this year at some point. So again, that might be the time for me to hop into that game. I don't know. There's several games I'd like to get into, I think, that are kind of at least somewhat similar to this. And so I definitely want to go through this game. I want to go through and complete most of it. I don't know how, if I'll do 100%. I don't know. We'll see. But overall, from kind of a outside perspective of not really being into Pokemon, like again, I'm somewhat familiar, but not really into it. I've enjoyed it. I love Breath of the Wild. That's probably, it's hard to say what your favorite game ever is, but Breath of the Wild is right up there for me. It's near the top of it. I have lots of other memories about other games. Ocarina of Time has some of my best gaming memories. Whatever, but Breath of the Wild, I spent so much time in. Now, again, I've spent more time in other games, but I can see myself just running around exploring, gathering materials, fighting Pokemon for a long time, just based on the way I played Breath of the Wild. And so, I think this is a fun little game. I will continue to play it, and if you're enjoying it, let me know in the comments. If you're not enjoying it, let me know in the comments. What do you like? What don't you like? Are you a more fan of the traditional Pokemon style? Are you more of a fan of this almost open world style? It's getting there. It's pretty close. If you want to hear more about the Nintendo Switch, you might enjoy my recent video where I talk about how the Switch has recently outsold the original PlayStation.